Good evening, all you sim race fans out there, and welcome to BRL TV's opening round coverage of the SK Modifieds in the Bootleg Racing League's all-new Sportsman Series. I am Ryan Seneker, coming to you live tonight from the virtual USA Speedway, and we're going to be bringing you all the action on this Saturday night, July 15th, 2023. All the way back in 1994, a racing revolution was born, known as the legendary Bootleg Racing Series. Powered by Papyrus sim racing software and fueled by the thrill of short track racing, BRS burst onto the scene, leaving tire tracks of excitement in its wake. Every race was a high-speed symphony pushing the limits of vertical horsepower and skill. But when the curtains fell on Papyrus, the heart-pounding action of BRS seemed destined to fade away. However, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, the series returned with a vengeance in 2013. Emerging as the all-new Bootleg Racing League, ready to dominate the sim racing world once again. Now embracing the iRacing platform, BRL unleashed its full potential, taking on the most iconic American short tracks with a renewed passion. And that brings us all the way back to where we find ourselves tonight. Tonight, the starting grade will be determined by a 5-minute, 4-lap average qualifying session, setting the running order for the 12-lap heat races. The top 6 from each heat will advance straight into the 40-lap feature event, while the remaining drivers will go to a 12-lap B-main consolation race. There are also no fast repairs and no tire changes, so the drivers will have to take care of their equipment as the race progresses. And finally, the caution laps tonight will not count in any of the events, so you get to see all of the action. The only caveat to that is the feature race does have a strict 30-minute time limit to not conflict with the start time for the Late Model Invitational Series, which is coming up tonight, broadcast over on the Virtual Grip Network directly after this series concludes. And now, with all the formalities out of the way, welcome again to USA Speedway, where courage meets skill in pursuit of glory. Step into the world of BRL, where speed is king and victory is your ultimate prize. The drivers are amid their qualifying session right now. About 2 minutes left for any drivers who have yet to qualify. Kenny Kibbe currently topping the charts, but some names like Matt Hoos and J.R. Shepard have yet to go on track. Well, we have a moment regarding the points. Although this is the third week in the Sportsman Series, it is still the first round with the SK Modified, so there aren't any points to cover. The Legends, the Street Stocks, and the SK Mods rotate each week, and each car has their own independent championship for the drivers to go after. So although this is the third week, this is still the opening round for the SK Modifieds. Just over 1 minute of qualifying remaining. Kenny Kibbe still on top. The only drivers who have yet to complete their times are Shepard, Liston, Hayes, Hoos, and Shanoski. Every other driver has completed a time. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You're looking up at the timing charts and you're thinking, wait, there are more names on there than you just listed off. And you're right. The thing with a 4-lap average time, if you hit the wall or if you spin out once on any of your 4 laps, none of your laps count. So you must have 4 perfect laps during this qualifying session. Such drivers as Ronald Lang, as you see down there, without a time. He did run his 4 laps, they were not counted, and he will be starting at the back. Joining the list, Matt Hoos, Matt Shanoski finished their 4 laps. Their times did not count as they had an incident, and Todd Liston did not take to the track. You see there, J.R. Shepard jumped to the top of the timing towers, beating out Kenny Kibbe by just the narrowest of margins to take the pole, and he will be starting in the front of the first heat. Alright, just another moment and qualifying will wrap up, and we will start off with the first heat round. 12 laps. Cautions are on, but they do not count toward the lap count. No lucky dog, no tire change, no fast repairs. Top 6 advance. And you see the cars coming to the track, and let's go through your heat grid. Starting in the pole will be Todd Liston with Indy Auto Sport. To his outside, Bobby Hayes, fistful of water. In row number 2, you have Tom Hilbert and Steve Hilbert, the brothers. Row 3, Donnie Allen and Jeffrey Harden. And rounding it out is J.R. Shepard due to the qualifying invert. You can expect Todd Liston to get an EOL as he did not put out a time, so he cannot start on the pole. He'll be shuffled to the back as they get running on their formation lap. That gives the pole over to Tom Hilbert in the 61. It looks like trouble for Todd Liston. He did not grid up. He might be having issues. So we are down to 6 cars running on the track right now. Again, the top 6 go straight to the feature. That means every driver on track right now will advance directly to the feature. Todd Liston, if he corrects whatever issue he's facing, will go to the B main. The drivers will come around for one final formation lap before taking the green flag. Tom Hilbert in control of your field with Bobby Hayes outside. The drivers now come through turns 3 and 4. Pace car will peel off here in just a moment. There goes the pace car. It is on Tom Hilbert to start. Waiting. Good jump there from Hilbert. Clears out ahead. Donnie Allen up to second. J.R. Shepard already up to third with a quick move on the inside. Bobby Hayes continuing to fall. He is having some kind of trouble. He has dropped all the way back to 5th place. Steve Hilbert now looking to take that away from him. J.R. Shepard moved up to 2nd place and has already challenged Donnie for the lead. There is Jeffrey Harden in that white and green 36 running in 3rd. Harden known for his consistent finishes. Oh, a little trouble there. Shepard got loose. Minor contact with Allen. Had to lift. That gave Allen the lead back, who took away by a good 2 or 3 car lengths. Jeffrey Harden staying in sight as the top 3 have pulled away. Looks like another move from Shepard, looking to the inside once again. Dives down low to get inside of Allen. Looks like he has it this time. Quickly clears ahead of the lead, and we have a new leader. Going into lap number 4, it is J.R. Shepard in that number 98. Donnie Allen fell back to 3rd as Jeffrey Harden overtook him for 2nd place. Further back, you have a battle with Bobby Hayes holding on to a comfortable 4th, and the Hilberts chasing each other 5th and 6th. Update on Todd Liston. He was able to take to the track and is outrunning. He is multiple laps down, but he did correct the issue he was facing. Back up front, J.R. Shepard still controls the field. Jeffrey Harden trying to close the gap. Only 0.3 of a second between the two. Harden trying to close it down, but a little contact with the wall there is not going to help. Donnie Allen falling back now over half a second back from Jeffrey Harden. The number 88 holding on to a comfortable 3rd, and it doesn't look like he's in under any pressure from 4th place Bobby Hayes, almost 2 seconds behind him. Donnie Allen closed back up on Harden ahead, now looking to take 2nd place back. That gap is down to 0.1 of a second as Donnie looks low. Couldn't make it happen, staying close to the bumper, waiting for a mistake out of Harden. Looking out of the back of the Harden 36 Mobile, you can see Donnie Allen right there in the 88 looking low, trying to get a good run on Harden, but not able to close up enough to make anything of it, as we are now halfway through this heat. You're not missing anything up front. J.R. Shepard has pulled away to almost 1 second ahead of Jeffrey Harden as Harden struggles to build a gap back up between himself and Allen. Allen doing a good job to stay glued to Harden, but not able to get a nose to the inside. Trying to force mistake pressure on Harden as the laps quickly count down. We have 6 laps remaining in this heat. Further back, Steve Hilbert in the yellow and green number 52 is slowly starting to reel Bobby Hayes back in. Don't know if there's enough time for him to make anything of it, but he is eager to go after that 4th place. At this point, they are all going to advance minus Todd Liston, who will go to the consolation. Now they're just fighting for the better starting spot when it comes time for the feature. Where they finish in this heat will determine where they start in the 40-lap feature event at the end of the night. With the winner, J.R. Shepard would be starting on the pole, Jeffrey Harden will be starting in 3rd, Donnie Allen in 5th, so on and so forth. Looks like Harden has 2nd place pretty much locked down as he has broke away by at least a half a second. Still over 1 second to J.R. Shepard out front. But he has 2nd place in his pocket right now. J.R. Shepard comfortably comes around the backstretch. Going to be taking the white flag as he comes out of turn 4 this time by 1.5 seconds behind him to Jeffrey Harden in the 36. There's the white flag. Final lap. J.R. Shepard still your leader. Jeffrey Harden. Bobby Hayes running out your top 3. Steve Hilbert. And there is a caution on track, I'm reading. Yep, caution flag is out. Looks like something happened. Donnie Allen. Let me take a look. There you see Donnie Allen in the number 88 down below. Jeffrey Harden up in front of him. Looks like the 88 just had a little too much zip going through the corner and lost control all on his own. Was able to keep it down off the racing line enough to not be interfering with traffic, but not enough to confuse our flagman. Barney threw out the caution on that one. And now with caution laps not counting, as we talked about at the top of the show, that means the white flag did not matter. We are going to re-grid for 1 lap shootout. It will be white flag as the green flag comes out. The current running order, J.R. Shepard out front had a good run this whole event. Behind him, Jeffrey Harden, Bobby Hayes, Steve Hilbert, and Tom Hilbert round out the top 5. Looks like Donnie Allen has parked it for the event, and Todd Liston is running in 7th. Lights are still on the pace car, so let me just take a moment to explain what you're watching right now. Over on the YouTube channel for the Bootleg Racing League, you may have noticed we've been broadcasting a lot of races recently. Well, this is our own little spin-off broadcasting service, and it's aimed at giving up-and-coming commentators and directors and writers and photographers, anything else you can think of involved in sim race broadcasting, a spot to get their feet wet in the world of broadcasting and kind of hone their skill. If you ever wondered if you have what it takes to broadcast a live race in any capacity, this is your chance to get some experience without any pressure. If you're interested in getting in on the fun, just like I am right now, head on over to bootlegracingleague.com and you can find out how you can join in. Lights still on the pace car. J.R. Shepard, your leader. Now make note that tonight, yes, it is a 12-lap heat, a 12-lap consolation, and a 40-lap feature, but that is not the norm. Due to the size of USA Speedway, being 3/4 of a mile, we've had to shorten all the races to make up for time and fuel constraints. Typical BRL feature race is 50 laps. The heats are normally 15 as well as the consolation. But that is because we typically run a half-a-mile track. USA is a very, very large, quote-unquote, short track. So all times and laps had to be shortened to make up the difference. Lights are out on the pace car. J.R. Shepard, Jeffrey Harden on your front row. Behind them you have Bobby Hayes and Steve Hilbert. Looks like they're lined up for a single file restart. As the pace car scampers on down pit road. It's on J.R. Shepard to start. A good early jump from J.R. Broke away by 2 or 3 car lengths off Harden right off the jump. And this is the final lap. White flag, green flag came out together. J.R. pulls away going down the backstretch. Already 0.6 of a second ahead of Harden. As he goes through the final set of corners, he will come out to take the checker flag and secure the pole for the feature event later on. Harden, Hayes, both Hilberts, and Donnie Allen will advance directly to the feature. And just like that, we re-rack and restack for heat number 2. We're going to find Matt Hoos of Thunder Ridge Racing on the pole with his 21 machine. Joe Segala at his outside. Brandon Litz and Kevin Nunn will be row number 2. Row 3 will be Brian Johnson and Donnie Moore. And Kenny Kibbe of Nocturnal Sim Racing will round out the 7-car field. All right, this means there will be a third heat to follow up this one. There was 21 cars in practice. And it looks like Matt Hoos is taking an EOL. That's right, in qualifying his time did not count, so technically he cannot be on the pole. That gives the pole over to Brandon Litz of the 99. Joe Segala is still on the outside. Outside lane is not ideal, but Joe Segala is an experienced sim racer, and I'm sure he can make something of it. If he can't surpass Litz, I'm sure he can tuck him behind. They will make one more lap around the track before the green flag comes out. Brandon Litz, he joined the BRL last season. Good to see him sticking around. He's a good driver. Behind him, Brian Johnson, another series rookie. He just joined us this season. You see the 81 of Joe Segala hanging back, trying to keep Litz in his view so he can try to anticipate the jump. Looks like Segala already has plans to dive in behind Litz, trying to cut off Johnson. Green flag is out. Poor start from Litz. Segala matched his pace. Segala was the leader crossing the line that time by and will overtake from the outside. Great move from Segala as he leads the pack around for lap number 1. Litz now under pressure from Kevin Nunn in the 64. Kevin Nunn looking to the outside, trying to follow through what Segala did. Unable to do as Litz shuts the door on him. And behind them, blocked out, Donnie Moore stuck on the outside behind Nunn with Johnson to his inside. This is exactly what Joe Segala wants to see. Behind him in the mirror, 2 by 2 by 2 as these cars battle. The more they battle, the further Joe can pull away, and that is exactly what the 81 wants. Kevin Nunn looks like he's going to clear Litz this time by. Litz gets cleared. Litz gets a little loose. Now he's being overtaken from above as Donnie Moore tries to take away third. Donnie Moore successfully takes the position. Kevin Nunn starting to pressure for the lead as Moore looks low under Nunn. And this might just give Joe another opportunity to break away. Nunn fighting back from the outside, unable to match pace. Moore's keeping his nose in there, trying to block Nunn up high. And if Nunn doesn't get back down in line, he's going to lose a lot of spots. And with that, Kevin Nunn goes spin into the infield. Hard contact with the inside wall. Caution is out. 5 laps complete. Let's go back and see what happened to Nunn in the 64. There's the 64 up high. Donnie Moore down low. And behind them, Matt Hoos. Looks like just a little contact, a little miscommunication between Moore and Nunn. Looks like Moore was trying to hold the line and Nunn was trying to come down for corner entry, and they met in the middle, unfortunately, with Nunn getting the worst of that. Well, who that really did a favor for is Matt Hoos. He is started on the pole, got the EOL. He is back up to third, now in the hot seat behind our leader. Let's dial up Matt Hoos and see what he's thinking for this restart. Hey, Matt, it's Ryan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
Well, that was a close wreck right in front of you. But you seem to come out the winner of all that because you're up to third.
Yeah, I seen it coming, so I just seen the hole on the high side, so I just went up there and casually waved as I drove by.
That's perfect. Now, do you have a plan here to deal with Donnie Moore? He seemed to have a lot of speed here on the track tonight.
Well, yeah, Donnie's fast as always. I think right now the concern is trying to keep this car under control. It's really a handful tonight, really loose, especially in the center. So I think once tires get warmed up, it might have a little more raciness to it. So we'll see what happens.
All right, Matt. Well, I'll drop you back down there. Good luck in the rest of the heat, and thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you.
That was Matt Hoos, Thunder Ridge Racing in the number 21, currently running in third. Joe Segala, the number 81, still your leader. Driver for the Loose Lugs race team. Joe has also commentated on BRL TV a handful of times. You might hear his voice again. Lights on the pace car do go out this time by. Joe Segala, Donnie Moore on your front row. Matt Hoos and the always fast Kenny Kibbe in the number 14. Row number 2. A lot of pressure on that leader. Pace car pulls off. It is on Joe Segala to start when he feels the need. Got a little tap there from Hoos. Hoos says it's time to go. And Donnie Moore tries to anticipate. Stays alongside Joe off the jump. But Joe has the inside line. Let's see what he can do with it. Kenny Kibbe, confident on that outside. Gave Moore a little nudge to get him out ahead. You don't often see bump drafting on short tracks, but you're seeing a lot of it tonight. Donnie Moore, new leader, has cleared Joe Segala. Now Joe's under pressure from Kenny Kibbe, looking to repeat the move along the outside. It looks like Matt Hoos is torn on which lane he wants to be in after that. Got to nose the outside. I never thought I'd have to say this, but he's pinning a driver down, taking the outside lane, and contact between Hoos and Segala. Segala spins into the grass. That brings out another caution 8 laps into the night. You see the 81 down low, Matt Hoos up high. I think another miscommunication. Hoos wasn't all the way up to the wall yet, and Segala thought he was, and that led to contact, sending Joe, getting the worst of it, spinning down into the grass. Donnie Moore now in control of your field. Kenny Kibbe up to second. Both Moore and Kibbe tied for the big mover of this heat. Both of them up 5 spots. Matt Hoos, driver currently in third, Thunder Ridge Racing in that number 21. You just heard that interview from him, and you can also hear him on Friday nights as we commentate the Bootleg Racing League's Street Stock Series together on BRL TV. He joins me up in the booth every Friday, as he puts it, he doesn't like that car. So he's more than happy to sit in the booth with me. See if the pace car lights go out this time by. They do not, so let's dial up Donnie Moore and see what he's thinking. Donnie, it's Ryan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Ryan.
Donnie, you're having a great run. You seem to be the car to beat out there. What's your plan for Kenny Kibbe? He's been making the outside work right along with you.
Yeah, it'll be tough holding Kenny off, not to mention Matt, who's right behind me too, so it's going to be hard. Especially it's loose on the inside coming out too.
Yeah, a lot of pressure. Well, thanks for taking a second to talk to us, and good luck, Donnie.
Thanks, Ryan.
Donnie Moore, also a driver for Thunder Ridge Racing. Teammates with Matt Hoos. Teammates with Lowell Jewell. You'll see him out here eventually. Importantly, not teammates with Kenny Kibbe. Let's see if there's a little teammate coordination going on here for the jump. Lights still on the pace car. Feels like there's extra pace laps tonight. I'm assuming that's just because the track is so much larger than we're used to seeing. Lights on the pace car do go out this time by. We will get restacked and re-racked, ready to go racing. Kenny Kibbe in second on the outside of our leader, Donnie Moore. Five cars still running in this heat, with Joe Segala rounding out the five-car field. Brian Johnson and Kevin Nunn have retired. Pace car pulls off. It is on Donnie Moore for the start. Donnie gets an early jump, left Matt Hoos behind, left Kenny Kibbe behind, and clears off in the lead quickly, starting lap number 9. Matt Hoos tried to get up, but could not keep the door closed as Kibbe dropped down in front of him. Now Kibbe has his eyes set on that lead, the number 14 pressuring Donnie Moore from behind. Don't count out Matt Hoos, who closes right back up on Kenny Kibbe, determined to stay in this fight. Checker flag is out. Oh, checker flag came out on time. 10 minutes for the heat races. The 10 minutes have elapsed, and Donnie Moore is your winner as we move to heat number 3. On the pole tonight will be Ronald Lang, although I believe he will also get an EOL for not setting in time in qualifying. Matt Janowski to the outside in position number 2. Lowell Jewell, running in third, should inherit the lead. Thunder Ridge Racing. Ed Reynolds to his outside. John Wilson and Jeffrey Kemper round out row number 3, and Bruce Pearson, your 7th car in a 7-car field. The inside row, 3rd, 5th, and 7th should all shift up one spot, making them 1st, 3rd, and 5th, with Ronald Lang starting in 7th. There you see the pace car pull off to start the first of 2 formation laps. Ronald Lang peels off to get his EOL. And Lowell Jewell in the black number 20 will inherit the lead. Matt Janowski also receiving an EOL penalty. He also did not set a time in qualifying. That puts newcomer Ed Reynolds to the outside on row number 1 in the 58. John Wilson and Jeffrey Kemper both also move up to row number 2. Bruce Pearson now in 5th. One more lap until we take the green for this third and final heat race tonight. And then we'll move on to the 15-lap B main consolation. Alright, going through turns 3 and turn 4, the pace car will peel off right here, and it is on Lowell Jewell to start the race. Green flag is out, a good jump from Jewell. Reynolds drops back to second, and John Wilson already tries to get to the inside, trying to hold him up, not quite able to do it, but Reynolds does not close the door. Wilson got his nose to the inside and has a strong hold on second place going down the backstretch. Bruce Pearson being careful to tuck in close, not let Kemper down, as Wilson continues to battle from the inside. Looks like Reynolds is able to make that outside line work as he clears back into second, bringing Kemper with him. And now Pearson stuck alongside Kemper. Lowell Jewell still your race leader by several car lengths as something happened in the back of the 33 of Ronald Lang. Let's take a quick look. There you see a 33 of Ronald Lang coming down the front stretch by himself. Going through turn 1, turn 2, and got loose just like they were talking. Donnie Moore was mentioning how the car is really loose in the rear coming out of the corner. That's an unfortunate way for Lang's race to go as Wilson goes off track. Same situation, pulling it up. There you see Wilson getting loose coming out of 4. Pearson just able to avoid. Nice recovery from Wilson. Kept it straight, got back on track, and kept running. Unfortunate for him, no caution. He is far behind the rest of the field now. Jeffrey Kemper moved up to second and is closing in on Lowell Jewell for the lead. 5 laps complete, about to start lap number 6, this time by Kemper looking low, Jewell staying high. Going to the first corner, Lowell pinched, Kemper had to lift. Lowell holds on to that lead as the boss man continues to lead the field. Update on Ronald Lang, he has rejoined the track and is back out running. Good on Lang to finish the race. Reynolds under more trouble as Pearson gets around Chinaski going up to 4th as Reynolds drops back another spot. Back up front, Kemper continuing to pressure Lowell Jewell for the lead. Riding on board the roof cam with Jeffrey Kemper, you can see the 20 right up against his nose. Kemper trying to force a mistake out of the leader. Oh, a little contact there. A little nudge from Kemper sent Lowell up the track. Kemper had to lift, and they continued to run 1 and 2. And with that, Pearson has caught them and is now looking to the inside of Kemper. And as I say that, Chinaski is looking to the inside of Pearson. Little contact there, put Pearson up the track a touch. Both drivers continue to run. Chinaski still to the inside of Pearson. As Kemper now is looking to the outside of Lowell Jewell. Not able to do it, looks back down low again. Again, not able to do it. Lowell Jewell making that car just like a $3 bill. hard to pass. Kemper tries the high side again. Pearson now catching up to go low with Shinosky in tow. Again, Kemper was not able to make the move happen. But Pearson has closed back up on our leaders. Jewel doing some excellent defensive driving, keeping Kemper at bay. Pearson just waiting for a spot to stick his nose, and there it is as Shinosky goes hard in the outside wall, recovers but drops back to 5th. Pearson moves up to 2nd, up 5 spots. He is the big mover of the heat. Coming around, take 2 to go. Lowell Jewell still in command of the field. Pearson now pressuring from behind. Kemper back to 3rd. Pearson looking low. Might have it. Jewell trying to shut that door. Just able to do it as Kemper looks high over Pearson. White flag is out. Last lap. Lowell Jewell led all laps so far. Continuing to lead this one if he can just hold on. Pearson giving him a little nudge. Coming down the back stretch, had to lift. That let Lowell Jewell pull away by about a car length. Going into the final corner, this is it. It's do or die time for Bruce Pearson in the 22. Not able to do it. Lowell Jewell takes him by the narrowest of margins as Bruce Pearson tried to get low and beat him to the line. Not able to do it. Lowell Jewell advancing directly to feature with Pearson, Kemper, Reynolds, Shinosky, and Wilson. Ronald Lang going to the consolation. All right, 6 cars from each heat going to directly to the feature. That means the leftovers, 1 from each heat, will be in the consolation as we had 21 cars on the field. So for your consolation, it will be Ronald Lang in the 33. Brian Johnson is outside in the 00. Todd Liston in the 87, rounding out the 3-car field. "15 laps, Todd Liston not moving." There he goes. 15 laps is all they're going to get. 10 I'm sorry, I keep saying 15. 12 laps for USA Speedway. 10 minutes on the time limit. 3-car field. All 3 drivers will advance to the feature at the conclusion of this event, but this is just a battle for starting spots. The field for the feature is already set with the winner of each heat running in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. 2nd place running 4th, 5th, and 6th, so on and so forth, all the way back to where you will have Ronald Lang, Brian Johnson, and Todd Liston, 19th, 20th, and 21st, depending on the order they finish this consolation. Pace car peels off. It is on Lang in the 33 to start when he feels ready. Have an easy jump from Lang, Johnson, Liston still side by side over 2nd place. Liston quickly taking 2nd away and already looking low under Lang. As Liston breaks away, scored as the leader that time by. And looking to finish the move in turns 1 and 2. New leader is Todd Liston. Brian Johnson now looking to battle Lang for 2nd. Johnson down low in that red 00. Lang up high in that yellow 33. Oh, it looked like Lang got low, had to chase the car down, almost had contact, forced the lift, and that gives the spot to Johnson. Now Johnson started to reel Liston back in. He's not content with second place. He wants to go for the consolation win. Looking low under the 87 to Liston. Might be able to get a nose in there. No, Liston shuts the door. Johnson staying close behind him, but Liston holding a good defensive line. Not letting Johnson take advantage of anything. See more trouble for Lang back there. 2 cars back. Got into the outside wall. A lot of smoke. And he lost a lot of momentum from that little mistake. Liston looking a little more comfortable now. Starting to pull away from Johnson. Almost a half a second difference between them. With Lang over 1 point. Oh, more trouble for Lang. 1.6 seconds and growing as Lionel Lang made hard contact with that inside wall. No caution. We are still green as Liston and Johnson continue to run. Looking back, you can see Lang down there in the yellow number 33 coming into turns 3 and 4. Just overcooked it. Came in a little hot and made contact with the pit wall. Rough break for Lang. As we said, he will still advance to the feature. He will just be dead last in the 21 car field when they take the green. Todd Liston, number 87, still holding roughly half a second ahead of Brian Johnson. Johnson, rookie with the series from Texas Speed Sim Racing. There in the 00. Todd Liston, 87, Indy Autosport, a league veteran, been running with the BRL for years. All right, Liston will come around and start lap number 10 this time by. Still holding roughly half a second lead over Johnson. Although that is starting to shrink a little bit as Johnson seemed to have found an extra gear in that car. Just cut 0.2 of a second out of that gap really quickly. Oh, Liston got into the wall, recovered, but lost that lead to Johnson, who now sails away. Almost 2 seconds between them as Liston tries to recover himself. That's an unfortunate break for Liston. He was having a good run. Johnson now in control and looking untouchable. Come around as Barney the flagman holds up the 2 fingers. 2 laps to go, starting lap number 14. Todd Liston holding just over a second and a quarter back from Johnson. Not able to close the gap though. As you can see, Ronald Lang just ahead of Johnson. White flag is out. Johnson still in control of your field. Coming around the final set of corners, here comes Brian Johnson out of turn 4 to take the checkered flag in the B main consolation, followed by Liston and Lang. And now with that, we will advance to the 5-minute warm-up so drivers can shake off the cobwebs and get a feel for the track as temperatures have changed. Remember, some of these drivers haven't seen this track since the beginning of heat number 1. There's the other drivers coming off pit road to do their 5-minute warm-up. Let's take a quick moment and dial up Joe Segala. He seems to be a fan favorite in the chat tonight. Joe Segala, it's Ryan up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Got you loud and clear.
Well, you're having a good run. A bit of trouble in your heat. Still advanced straight to the feature. How's the track feeling for you tonight?
Still slick as snot. All through practice, I couldn't keep the car under me. All through the heat race, all I could do is just kind of drive slow through the turns, kind of like I am now, just to keep the car from spinning out.
All right, what's your plan going into the feature? Large field, 21 cars. Are you foreseeing a lot of cautions, or do you think it's going to be more strategy over timing?
I think we'll probably see a lot of cautions. I think a lot of guys are going to slide around and spin coming off the corner, especially in the early going. As far as me, I am just going to try and do my best to not wreck like I just did.
Hey, that's a great plan if I ever heard one. All right, Joe, you seem to be the fan favorite in the YouTube chat tonight, so thanks for talking to us and good luck in the feature.
All right, thank you.
That was Joe Segala, Loose Lugs, the number 81. Drivers have roughly 2.5 minutes of practice left. So let me dial up the boss man, Lowell Jewell. Lowell Jewell, Ryan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
So in my notes it says 12 laps for the heats and the consolation, but I was counting 15. You know what the story is there?
Certainly don't. It's normally 15. I may have forgotten to shorten them up for this longer track.
All right, now going into the feature, 21 cars, big field. What do you foresee happening here? A lot of cautions, or is it going to be a lot of strategy?
Well, we're all hoping for no caution, but this car is really loose today.
Yeah, I'm hearing that from everyone. Mainly loose on corner exit. What's your strategy to beat that? Just real easy on the throttle and hope everyone plays along?
Yep. Just gotta get in a rhythm and not mash that throttle too soon.
All right, well, thanks for taking a moment to talk to us, and good luck in the feature.
Thank you, sir.
That was Lowell Jewell, the boss man, Thunder Ridge Racing, and league organizer in the number 20. And you heard it here, I lied to you earlier. Apparently it's not a 40 lap feature, it will be 50 full laps. Kenny Kibbe on top of the tower, running a 20.8, beating out J.R. Shepard and Matt Hoos. We have about 1 minute left in practice, or correction, warm up, and then we'll stack up and get ready to go for our feature event. Typically in the Bootleg Racing League, the grid is set with a 15-car inversion from how they finished the week prior. But in the all-new Sportsman Series, it is a qualify, as you saw earlier when we started the show. That means all the fast guys are going to start next to each other in the front. There will be no traffic to run through, no obstacles to get around, and they will have to go full speed the entire time if they want to win, instead of trying to use strategy and traffic to their advantage. As we heard from Kenny Kibbe last week when we talked to him, he said he prefers the 15-lap invert because that traffic means a lot. He can save, he can take a few breathers here and there and still get up front. Well, hopefully, bad luck for the other fast guys as they're trying to get through. But not tonight. They will all be door to door right from the green. Checker flag is out. The drivers will now wrap up their warm-up and get ready for the 50-lap feature event. All right, as the drivers start to take to the field, let me walk you through the grid. On the pole is J.R. Shepard, Different Path Motorsports, in the number 98, with Donnie Moore to his outside. Row number 2 will be Lowell Jewell, who we just spoke with, and Jeffrey Harden. Kenny Kibbe and Bruce Pearson will share row number 3 with Bobby Hayes and Matt Hoos on row 4. Row number 5, Jeffrey Kemper and Steve Hilbert rounding out the top 10. Joe Segala and Ed Reynolds, row number 6. Thomas Hilbert in 13th with Brandon Litz in 14th. Matt Szymanski and Donnie Allen will be in row number 8. Row number 9 will have Kevin Nunn with John Wilson to the outside. Brian Johnson, Todd Liston, and Ronald Lang will round out your 21 car field. All right, the feature was shortened. The feature is 40 laps, 30-minute time limit. J.R. Shepard in the blue, red, and white, number 98. And control your field. Donnie Moore to his outside. All right, pace car will do one more lap before the green flag drops. It is great to see such a huge field tonight. This is a big field for a short track series. That means a couple of things. It means, yeah, there's a chance for more cautions, sure. But it also means if it stays green, if we get a long green flag run, the chance of lap traffic interfering with these leaders is pretty high, and that will make the racing much more interesting. All right, J.R. Shepard leads them into the final set of corners. Donnie Moore to his outside, Lowell Jewell and Jeffrey Harden directly behind them. Pace car scampers off. It is on Shepard. A very early jump for Shepard as he gets going. Donnie Moore now trying to battle off Lowell Jewell with Jeffrey Harden to the outside. Moore successfully dropped down into second. Lowell Jewell holds on to third for a moment, but here comes Kenny Kibbe, already looking low. Jewell going to slam that door. Kibbe's going to be stuck back and forth with Harden rounding out your top 5. Lots of side-by-side battling going on. Pearson, and that is the 13 of Bobby Hayes to his inside. Behind them, Kemper and Matt Hoos to the outside battling. Hayes moves up into 6. Pearson tries to double back with a crossover, not able to get there. Slotting in 7th place with Matt Hoos to his outside. Hoos starting to get a nose ahead a couple times. Looks like he is going to get the position, that white number 21. But no, Hoos got loose. The Hoos is loose, and that let Pearson reclaim that spot. Further back in the field, looks like trouble for Brian Johnson. Let's take a quick look. There's Johnson in the red 00, right behind Kevin Nunn in the 64. Just like all the drivers keep talking about, got loose all on his own, slid down the track. Surprised that did not bring out a caution. That is bad luck for Johnson, as now the leaders are sure to be on his butt. Checking back in with our leaders, J.R. Shepard still holds a 0.6 of a second lead over Donnie Moore. Lowell Jewell in third, still under a lot of pressure from Kenny Kibbe in fourth, with Jeffrey Harden rounding out the top 5, as the top 5 have broken away from the rest of the field by over a second. And just like that, Kibbe goes low, Jewell stuck on the high side, and now under pressure from Jeffrey Harden. Pearson and Hoos continue to battle side by side with Bobby Hayes directly in front of them, running in 6th. Jeffrey Kemper, popcorn position, not what he wanted. As contact between Pearson and Hayes. Hayes recovered. Kemper did not. Kemper got collected up in it. Caution flag is out as many drivers get caught up in that one. Let's see if I can find the start of that incident. there's where it began. There you see the blue number 13 of Bobby Hayes, green and black 22 of Pearson. Matt Houston, the 21 up high. Kemper directly behind in that black number 8. Pearson goes low. Looks like Hayes was loose and chasing the car. Came down, caught the nose of Pearson. And poor Pearson and Kemper had nowhere to go. Collected Steve Hilbert behind them. Looks like Joe Segala just barely squeaked through that one. Correction, did not squeak through. The bad luck continues as he collects Kemper, gets shot up into Shinowski, more contact with Hayes, and here comes the rest of the field just piling in. Nowhere to go as this track gets blocked up. Coming off pit road, you see Jeffrey Kemper, number 8, Joe Segala, Pearson, Hayes, and Shinowski still on pit road, getting damage repaired. Up front, it's still J.R. Shepard, Donnie Moore, Kenny Kibbe, Lowell Jewell, and Jeffrey Harden rounding out the top 5. As we mentioned at the top of the show, caution laps do not count, which means those 4 drivers, Segala, Pearson, Hayes, and Shinowski, they can stay on pit lane and get as much damage fixed as possible without going a lap down. Lights and pace car off. If they're going to come back on track, now is the time. The field is doubled back up, coming down the back stretch. No movement for the drivers on pit road. Pace car peels off. It is now on J.R. Shepard. Good start from Shepard. Donnie Moore holds on to second. But Kenny Kibbe here, he comes up into the inside and taking second away from Moore just like that. Harden looking to keep him pinned up high. Lowell Jewell back in 5th, watching this all go on. There you see Moore up high in the 26, Harden down low in the 36 as they battle door to door. It looks like advantage is going to go to Harden as Jewell tries to get up in there to shut the door, but not able to do it. Now a crossover out of Morris. He looks low again, but can't quite get his nose up before Jeffrey Harden comes down the track. Further back in the field, you see lots of 2x2 action. That is Donnie Allen to the inside. Tom Hilbert up high. Hilbert losing a lot of positions as these cars are just freight training him. There goes Matt Houston, the 21. Here comes Kevin Nunn in the 64. Hilbert desperately needing to get down, but not able to do so. And now Matt Hoos making the move on Donnie Allen. Hoos up to 9th. Next car on his hit list is the 99 of Brandon Litz. Further up, Donnie Moore trying to go back after Harden for 3rd place. Moore got the advantage back into a podium spot. Moore slotting in before Lowell Jewell can take advantage. Well, Harden looking to take that crossover. Got a nose back to the inside of Moore again. These two are just going after that last podium position. Further back, you see Liston and Steve Hilbert battling side by side. Liston got the advantage moving up into 6th. While all this is going on, up in the front, Kenny Kibbe and J.R. Shepard have completely broke away from the field by over a second and a half. Dropping back. Looks like Donnie Moore has a strong hold on 3rd. Jeffrey Harden holding on to 4th with Lowell Jewell rounding out the top 5. Matt Hoos has reeled in Brandon Litz and is going for that 8th place. Hoos seems to have the advantage using the high line. Litz getting a little loose there down the straight. Not able to hold a line. Sliding up at the corners, getting loose again. Looks like a little contact with Hoos, but Hoos recovered and kept running. Now there is Kevin Nunn in the 64 going low, getting around Litz. Litz really struggling with loose conditions. Next car from Hoos is Steve Hilbert in the 52. There are 0.4 of a second between them, and Hoos quickly closing that gap. The leaders, J.R. Shepard, Kenny Kibbe, 0.3 between them, and 2.3 seconds ahead of Jeffrey Harden, who reclaimed 3rd place. More trouble for Litz. John Wilson got around. Litz got loose again. And the Kevin Nunn coming up. Trouble for Kevin as he was up to 9th, fell back to 11th. Steve Hilbert looking in his mirror, already has Matt Hoos on his bumper. Hoos looking high. Hilbert trying to run that defensive line as Hoos crosses over, goes back low. God knows the inside, looking to beat him into the corner. That will put Matt Hoos up to 7th place. Next up for Hoos will be Todd Liston up in 6th in the number 87. Liston's been having a good run. Reeled in Lowell Jewell, looking to move up to 5th. Donnie Moore continues to stalk Jeffrey Harden for 3rd place, as those two have broken away from Lowell Jewell. Kevin Nunn again trying to make his way around Brandon Litz. Got to the inside and moved up to 10th, rounding out the top 10 as Litz falls back to 11th. Update on Joe Segal. He has rejoined the track. He is, however, 5 laps down as a caution flag comes out. Looks like trouble from Jeffrey Kemper. There you see Kemper in the black number 8. That's Tom Hilbert behind him in the white 61. Kemper got loose like so many drivers have tonight. Oh, and made contact with the 58 of Ed Reynolds. Reynolds just wrong place, wrong time, as so many drivers have got loose on corner exit here. All right, well, we have a hot moment. I'm going to dial up Kenny Kibbe and see how he's feeling. Kenny Kibbe, it's Ryan up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
All right, you're able to keep the pressure on Shepard, but it looks like you're having trouble closing down those last 2 or 3 tenths of a second to his bumper. What more do you have for him going into the second half?
Yeah, I was kind of just starting to set up, maybe looking for a pass, but yeah, like you said, I need to gain like a tenth or 2 more on him, but I feel good about my line, but gosh, it's so hard to pass here, and JR is so good, and you kind of have to pray for somebody to make a mistake to make a pass. So I just got to get really close to him and see if I can maybe get up underneath him out of one of the exits. My different line that I'm running is kind of allowing me to get a nice low exit, and he's washing up a little bit. So if I can get good enough drive off, maybe I'll have an opportunity, but we'll see.
All right, now, the loose conditions tonight have caught a lot of drivers in a bad situation. How are you handling that?
Yeah, I actually really like the feeling of the loose race car, but the way I've been dealing with it is specifically here, you'll see me drive into the corners a little more shallow and really be nice and smooth on this line that I'm driving on right now, the yellow line, and that's just keeping the car nice and stable. Don't get too greedy on the apron, don't get too greedy on the wheel or the throttle, and makes for a decent lap.
All right, Kenny, well, good luck in the rest of the race, and thanks for talking to us.
No problem. Thanks, Ryan.
That was Kenny Kibbe, the number 14, Nocturnal Sim Racing. You can catch him over on Twitch. Let me see if I can get this right. It would be NSR_Kibbs, Kibbs. Lights are still on in the pace car. J.R. Shepherd still your leader. Lights in the pace car do go out. The field gets restacked and re-racked, ready to go green. Let's see if Kenny Kibbe can make something happen on the outside, if he can anticipate the jump from Shepherd. Directly behind them, two very fast drivers, Jeffrey Harden, Donnie Moore, just waiting to take advantage from any mistake from the leaders. Jeffrey Harden in the white number 36 to the inside, just behind J.R. Shepherd. He's a driver to keep your eye on. He has won championships by not even winning, but just finishing consistently throughout a season. Pace car peels off. J.R. Shepherd gets on the loud pedal. Did not catch anyone napping as Kibbe stayed right with him, and the two go back to battling as they were. First battle back is between Donnie Moore and Lowell Jewell. Looks like Donnie Moore's going to have the advantage as Jewell tucks back into fifth. Listen, Hoos, and Wilson battling for the back. Hoos going to beat Liston in. He is now up to 6. He's making a great recovery as this race goes on. Looked like loose condition from Steve Hilbert came down on the nose of Kevin Nunn. Both drivers able to recover. And that's Donnie Allen in the 88 looking to capitalize on that little incident. Kibbe staying closer to Shepherd's bumper than he had in the first half. And maybe, like you said, he's just trying to line up for a pass. Starting lap number 23 as Jeffrey Harden again starts to fall off our leaders a little bit. Back into the clutches of Donnie Moore. Update on the last incident. It looks like Ed Reynolds of the 58 has retired. He is on pit road. You remember he was involved when Kemper got loose. Reynolds was the car that got collected, receiving pretty significant damage. And you see Litz trying to battle back against Allen to the inside, the 88. Looks like this time will be advantage Litz in the 99 up top, the blue and yellow. Close the door on Allen's nose. That was a close move. Allen saved it, had to lift, which lost some momentum, but he recovered the car. And now the pass Allen made on Kevin Nunn, he has to do again, as Nunn was over to overtake him from that move. Back up front, Kibbe continues to chase Shepherd, staying about 0.2 of a second off his bumper, not able to close up enough to make a move. 14 laps to go. That's not a lot of time to make a pass at USA. Lowell Jewell fell back a little bit. He's running 6th, and now Todd Liston looks to take that away. As caution is out, looks like trouble for Donnie Allen. Donnie Allen, number 88. Let's see what happened back there. There you see the black and white 88. Kevin Nunn directly ahead of him. And another driver bitten by the loose conditions. Made hard contact with the wall. That car looks like it is going to be unrecoverable as he smokes his way down onto pit lane. No fast repairs in the BRL this season, so that means that wreck might be a day ender. Up front, we still have J.R. Shepherd, Kenny Kibbe, Jeffrey Harden, Donnie Moore, and now Matt Hoos rounding out the top 5. And while we have a moment for everyone watching in the channel, I just want to again emphasize how easy it is to get involved in sim race broadcasting if you're at all interested in trying it. BRL TV, we were made for you. You want to direct? We can help you with that. You want to commentate? We can help you with that. You want to be the journalist writing articles after the fact? We can help you with that. You want to get better at taking racing screenshots and photography? We can help you with that. Head on over to BRL TV and find out how you can join the BRL TV crew. It is worth mentioning, several of the members of VGN, the Virtual Grip Network, got their start on BRL TV. One such commentator, DJ Clark, the first race he ever called was a Bootleg Racing League race. And today, all these years later, he makes a real-world living commentating races around the world. If this is something you might be interested in, don't be afraid to step in and give it a shot. What have you got to lose? Lights still on the pace car. J.R. Shepard still in control of your field. Currently on pit road, that'll be Ed Reynolds, Jeffrey Kemper, Matt Janowski, Bruce Pearson, and Bobby Hayes. Joe Segal, last car out on track. Multiple laps down, 5 laps down. Donnie Allen, the last car on the lead lap, running at 15th. Let's see if the lights go off on the pace car this time by, as you see all the drivers are ready to go as they're trying to scrub up their tires. Lights do go out. We'll now re-rack, restack, and get ready to go racing. I think if Kenny Kibbe's going to make anything of this, he is really hoping for a long green flag run so he can size up J.R. Shepard. Update on Reynolds and Shanowski, both out of the pits and running again, multiple laps down. Green flag is out. J.R. Shepard gets a nice jump. Kibbe able to hold on to second. Harden third. Matt Hoos up to fourth as he got the position away from Donnie Moore. Donnie Moore looking to battle back from the outside as Hoos is already looking to the inside of Harden. Hoos tried to pinch. Correction, Moore tried to pinch. Hoos still had the advantage coming out of that corner. Going into 1 and 2, it's Hoos ahead by half a car. It looks like Hoos got a little loose coming out of the corner there. Took a very low line down the straight. And the two continue to battle. Little contact there. Moore gets shoved up the track and falls back. Who's officially up to fourth, with Todd Liston now looking to move into the top 5. And there he is again. You can never count him out. Lowell Jewell, the black number 20, back up into 6 as Donnie Moore continues to fall. Now with Brandon Litz looking to his inside. Moore clears between Lowell Jewell and Brandon Litz, sitting in 7th, trying to save what he can from that incident with Hoos earlier. Big mover so far in the night. That is the 87 of Todd Liston. He is up 15 spots from where he started. No other driver in the field comes close. The second biggest mover is a tie between Kevin Nunn and John Wilson, both up 8 spots. So great run from Todd Liston tonight. Kibbe still hounding J.R. Shepard. This is the closest he's been to Shepard all night. 1/10 of a second. Closing right up on his bumper, looking to get to the inside. And he's running out of time to do it. If he's going to make a move, he has to start the move now. Because as we've seen here tonight, it can take many laps to settle a battle on this track. Kibbe continues to suck right up to the bumper of J.R. Shepard. Not making a move to the inside just quite yet. Shepard holding that tight inside line, not giving Kibbe a whole lot of openings. As we come around this time by to take 5 to go, it looks like Kibbe might be the faster of the two cars, but there's just nowhere for him to put his nose. Kibbe again pulls right up, reels that bumper in, but not able to get a nose to the inside as Shepard is beating him into the corner. Four to go. Shepard's still in control of your field. Looking out the back of J.R. Shepard, you can see Kenny Kibbe right there, waiting for an opening. Trying to hug that inside line as tight as he can, but unable to get below J.R. Shepard as we have another caution out on the field. This one looks like it's involving Brandon Litz, Kevin Nunn, and a few other drivers. There you see Nunn in the 64. Brandon Litz is that bright yellow 99 up ahead. Donnie Moore to his inside. Looks like Litz just came down a little too much, and Donnie was already there, resulting in contact, collecting John Wilson and Kevin Nunn. Here you see Litz up high, Moore down low, coming in the corner. It looks like Litz just came down a bit more than he had, took up too much real estate, and bounced himself off the nose of Donnie Moore, collecting the 64 of Kevin Nunn, the 75 of John Wilson. And more contact as Tom Hilbert made hard side contact to Donnie Moore. And more bad luck for Donnie Moore as he came into more contact with Litz. Wow, this is not Moore's night at all. That is a very unfortunate way for Moore's night to end as he is on pit road getting repairs. It will be going into lap 38 when the green flag comes back out. 4 laps to go. Correction, 3 laps to go. I can count. J.R. Shepard, still a force to be reckoned with for Kenny Kibbe. Not much time when the green flag comes back out to do anything with it, and this may be a single file restart. So 13 cars on the lead lap. Kevin Nunn rounding out the field. Behind them, running but laps down, you have Joe Segala and Ed Reynolds. We have Donnie Moore currently on pit road, Donnie Allen, Matt Janowski, Bruce Pearson, and Bobby Hayes all on pit road. And as I say that, Matt Janowski has just rejoined the track. Again, many laps down, but back running. Always respectable. There'll be 3 laps to go on the green flag, and we currently have 3 minutes remaining on the clock. When 30 minutes have elapsed, whoever crosses the line in the lead next time by will be the winner. There will be no white flag. It'll just be a checkered flag for the next one by. So we have just under 3 minutes or 3 laps, depending on how quick we can get this going again. Looks like they're lined up for a single file restart. J.R. Shepard, Kenny Kibbe, Harden, Hoos, and Liston your top 5. Good jump from Shepard. Broke away by several car lengths on Kibbe. Harden still holding on to 3rd. Liston under a little bit of pressure back there from Lowell Jewell. But nothing immediate. Jewell looks low, but not close enough to actually get his nose to the inside. Hoos a comfortable 4th place behind Jeffrey Harden. Two laps to go. J.R. Shepard, strong lead on Kibbe. Almost 4/10 of a second. I think Kibbe's resigned himself to just finishing in 2nd place. All of the field have single filed out. No battles happening at the moment. As J.R. Shepard takes the white flag, comes around the final time. Going into turn 3, out of turn 4, it will be J.R. Shepard, Different Path Motorsports. Number 98, taking that checkered flag, winning the first round of the SK Modifieds. Kenny Kibbe, Jeffrey Harden, Matt Hoos, and Todd Liston, rounding out your top 5 tonight. And with that, we are going to take a very quick break, let timing and scoring get caught up, then we'll come back with your official race results and talk to your race winner. Don't go far. And we're back. J.R. Shepard, Different Path Motorsports, took the checkered flag tonight, led every lap, and held it confidently. Kenny Kibbe, couple pokes at the lead, couldn't get all the way up there. Nocturnal Sim Racing, he came home in 2nd place. Jeffrey Harden, Loose Lugs, nice consistent run for him. Some battling with Donnie Moore early in the night, but held on to it and came home in your final podium spot. Matt Hoos and Todd Liston round out your top 5. Then, rounding out the top 10, you have Lowell Jewell in 6th. John Wilson came home in 7th. Good, quiet run from John Wilson. Steve Hilbert held on for an 8th place. Tom Hilbert came home in 9th. And Brian Johnson, Rookie of the Series, came home with a top 10. Further back, we have Brandon Litz came home in 11th. Kevin Nunn, 12th. Ronald Lang, 13th. Donnie Moore, 14th. First car, multiple laps down. Joe Segala in 15th, Ed Reynolds in 16th. Donnie Allen, unfortunately for his night to end, came home in 17th. Matt Chinowski, 18th. Jeffrey Kemper, Bobby Hayes, and Bruce Pearson all had to put it on the trailer early, 19th, 20, and 21. And with that, we have caught up with our race winner, J.R. Shepard, Different Path Motorsports. J.R., do you have a copy?
I got you, Ryan.
Well, pretty confident out there. You led all the laps, and you didn't seem to have much of a challenge other than the time or two that Kibbe was able to get up to your bumper. Is this pretty much how you saw the run going for you tonight?
It's the way you hope that it would go once you're able to get to that pole. It's a huge disadvantage to qualify here with no points. There's not a big advantage other than trying to win that heat race because that'll give you the pole. So fortunate enough to get that pole and start up front, and was really hoping that the race would have gone green the entire time. That would have probably kept Kenny further back, but yeah, you know Kenny's super fast, extremely close on the pole time with him tonight, and definitely the draft in the SKs is huge here. If you're anywhere near the same lap time as the guy around you, if they get behind you, they've got a lot more speed down the straightaways.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know the long straights would play that much of a factor. Now, with USA, a lot of the guys are dealing with loose conditions, mainly on corner exit. Were you also feeling a lot of that?
There's a little bit of that. A lot of that is contributed to the car being a little bit tight through the center of the corner. A lot of people confuse the looseness with being a loose race car, but it's actually a push-loose race car. So you gotta fix that pushing in the center before that'll get better. But it definitely, if you overdrove that center of the corner and got the car too tight, it would definitely jump sideways on you coming off the corner, and it was really bad at the beginning of the race when the tires were cold.
All right, well, a great, consistent finish. You ran all 50 laps up front. Who do you have to thank for tonight, JR?
Just thanks to the Bootleg Racing League for giving us a fun place to race on the weekends. My team, Different Path Motorsports, and of course everything that you and the guys that help you out on the BRL TV broadcast side. It's cool to have these races broadcast, so we appreciate it.
All right, JR, good luck down the road, and we'll catch you next time.
Yep, thank you, Ryan.
That was JR Shepard, second place finisher, and now we have caught up with Kenny Kibbe of Nocturnal Sim Racing. Came home in second. Kenny, you got a copy?
I got you.
All right, so it looked like you threw everything but the kitchen sink at JR. What else could you have done to get to his inside?
Yeah, I mean, I needed some more green flag laps. It seemed like every time I got really close to him, we'd get a caution, and on the restarts, I had to have some time to kind of gather back the time that I would lose on the initial jump. JR is just so good on the restarts, and it's hard to really compete, at least for the first lap or two. Yeah, that was really the big thing. I mean, it was going to be really tough anyways, unless JR was going to make a mistake. I was faster, but not by a huge margin, so it's really tough in the SKs when you're so even. The speeds are just so similar, it's hard to make a pass.
All right, well, you came in, and I believe you started in fourth. You quickly got up to the front. Was there ever any pressure from behind, or once you were up to second, did you pretty much feel you were good to go?
Yeah, I mean, Donnie was there for a little while, and Jeffrey was fast. He usually is in these cars, so I watched him. I mirror a little bit for a little while, but then we had that one decent run, and JR and I kind of ran away, so I wasn't looking back there a whole lot, especially because those guys behind were really battling amongst themselves pretty hard, so I was mostly just focusing forward because, you get to mirror driving and you start making mistakes.
All right, well, a nice consistent finish for you tonight, second place. Who would you like to thank?
I'd just like to thank everybody at the Bootleg Racing League. We had a pretty good size field tonight. Some good racing. Congratulations to JR for the win. Thanks to you, Ryan, for broadcasting on BRL TV. I wouldn't mind getting myself in the booth for a BRL TV broadcast one of these days. So thanks to VGN, and thanks to might as well thank Gargamel's Kitchen for sponsoring the next series that's coming up on VGN. And thanks everybody on board with me on Twitch tonight. We got a decent crowd, so hoping to get one spot better in the late models.
All right, and if you want to give a shout out to your name on Twitch, I might have butchered it when I said it earlier.
No, you said Nocturnal Sim Racing, and that's kind of the new thing. Even though some of my cars are still outdated and say Nocturnal Gaming, it is Nocturnal Sim Racing. So you were correct.
All right, Kenny, great watching tonight. Hope to see you down the road, and we'll catch you next time.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
That was Kenny Kibbe, came home in second tonight. And now we have caught up with Jeffrey Harden, Loose Lugs, came home third place. Jeff, you got a copy?
Hey, Ryan, what's going on?
Well, you had a heck of a first half. You battled back and forth with Donnie Moore over and over, swapping positions. And if Donnie wasn't caught up in that incident, how do you see that finishing between you two?
It would have been pretty tight. We were racing each other pretty hard. I think we might have worn each other out a little bit.
All right, now all the drivers have mentioned loose conditions, other than JR Shepard, because he never mentions any shortcomings. But the rest of them are all talking about loose conditions. How are you handling that tonight?
Well, it's not so bad. I mean, I like a loose car. Normally, I put my brake bias all the way back and jack up my steering ratio to make the car as loose as possible. But, yeah, you could definitely see it in other drivers getting in on the entry and on exit.
All right, well, you came home in a solid third place. I hate to speed along, but we're running out of time here. a solid third place. Who would you like to thank for your run tonight?
I'd like to thank you guys, and my beautiful wife. And I'd like to wish my baby brother Bubba happy birthday. He's turned 37 today.
37-year-old baby. All right, happy birthday, Bubba. All right, Jeff, thanks for talking to us, and we will catch you on the next one.
All right, Ryan, have a good one. Have a good broadcast, man.
That was Jeffrey Harden, Loose Lugs, number 36. Came home with the bronze. And now with that, we are going to bring tonight's broadcast to a close. If you liked what you saw here tonight, the Sportsman Series will be back on July 22nd from Stafford Motor Speedway, with all the action right here on BRL TV at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. But before that one, next Friday at 7:10, the Street Stock Series will also be back at Stafford, so be sure to tune in for that one. Everything you've seen and heard here tonight was made possible by the Skidder Creek Motorsports Group, home to the Bootleg Racing League, the GT Racing League, Thunder Ridge Racing, the Virtual Grip Network, and more. For more information, you can visit them over at skiddercreek.com. Now, this has been a production of BRL TV, a broadcasting service aimed at giving up-and-coming commentators and directors a place to get their feet wet in the world of sim race broadcasting. If you've ever wondered if you have what it takes to broadcast live races, this is your chance to get some experience without any pressure. If you're interested in getting in on the fun, go over to bootlegracingleague.com and you can find out how. Now, from all of us here on the BRL TV crew, myself, Lowell Jewell, until next time, and we hope to see you over at the Virtual Grip Network for the Late Model Invitational Series starting in just a few minutes. Thanks for watching.